some kind of data visualization, which can help us make better sense of our data. And, to help us do justice to this topic today, I have someone on the show with me. So he's a financial modeler, he's a business analyst, he's a five-time Microsoft MVP. So I'm sure I can't get any better person to do justice to this topic better than Michael Olafusi. Michael, good afternoon and welcome to the Tech Talk Show this afternoon.
Good afternoon, Kazim. Great to be part of the show today, and good afternoon to all our audiences from home, office, wherever you're listening to from. It's a pleasure
Okay,
to be on the show.
okay. I'm sure I did not do a good job at the introduction, so I'm going to allow you quickly reintroduce yourself to the listeners. Please go
Okay,
ahead,
though you
Michael.
did a very good job actually, but then I think actually I am a, like you said, financial modeling expert. I'm also a business intelligence both trainer and consultant, and that's where that particular expertise is maybe what I would say is relevant in my talking about Power BI today. So I have done consulting for clients on Power BI, both within Nigeria and outside Nigeria. I've done for multinationals. I've done in South Africa, in Ghana, and some clients also who remotely with those ones where I had to travel there, but there are some clients who they because nowadays technology makes things happen. So you can work for clients even like in US or in Europe without having to. And so that particular area of expertise, in terms of experience, is something that I hope that will be able to help put some richness to doing justice to why people should be interested in Power BI and how they can practically apply it in whatever they do.
Good. So we're going to get the ground running quickly. So Michael, what is Power BI, and what can we use Power BI for?
The Power BI is a business intelligence tool. So that's what even that BI in its name means.
Stands for.
And it has a very special niche. So, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, what used to happen is in companies, you will have people who report directly to management or people who are not IT in particular, right? And so they use Excel a lot to create their analysis, to do their planning, to do their management report, and that used to be very good. And then you find out that the BI part, like the things that are dependent on report automation, on connecting directly to the source data via SQL or wherever the data is already being stored in those companies. They used to leave that part to the IT guys. So the IT people used to now be the one who will implement. They call it BI. BI is majorly three components: real time, access control, and then can work with large data. So up until about 11 years ago, where Tableau came into the whole space. So Tableau decided to do something no one has really done on a very large scale. Decided to say, okay, we're going to merge the best of the two worlds. We're going to let people be able to use, those their Excel skills and the kind of reports they can do flexibly in Excel. Those very intuitive approach without them having to go and become IT or learn SQL or learn some really high tech kind of stuff, and they can still be able to connect to their big data, connect to the underlying servers and wherever the data is coming from in a very real time way. So as those data are being transaction data are being put into those systems, into those underlying servers and ERPs and CRMs, and there are many technical terms, most of them called but the truth is those are more like the transactional database that holds all the information that a very large or sometimes even some small companies already implement. And so, back to what I'm saying, this company Tableau decided to combine the two and created this new thing called self-service BI, and it took on really, amazingly. And Microsoft came with the Power BI to, they are very good at doing things in a very, very amazing way. So that's why they are now the dominant one. So they were not the first to be seen. And so that's more like the history. The idea behind Power BI is to allow people be able to do all the rich kind of analysis they want to do, that flexibility they get in using Excel or any other tool they already use, and still at the same time connect to the underlying data source, be able to automate reports, be able to say things should refresh by themselves. If something happens, you get an email that a project or an SLA or a figure has been breached. If I'm an inventory manager, I'll be notified that my stock is below a particular reorder level or threshold value without me having to open an Excel file. Majorly three components: real time, access control, and then can work with large data. So up until about 11 years ago, where Tableau came into the whole space. So Tableau decided to do something no one has really done on a very large scale. Decided to say, okay, we're going to merge the best of the two worlds. We're going to let people be able to use, those their Excel skills and the kind of reports they can do flexibly in Excel. Those very intuitive approach without them having to go and become IT or learn SQL or learn some really high-tech kind of stuff. And they can still be able to connect to their big data, connect to the underlying servers and wherever the data is coming from in a very real-time way. So as those data are being, transaction data are being put into those systems, into those underlying servers and ERPs and CRMs, and there are many technical terms, most of them called but the truth is, those are more like the transactional database that holds all the information that a very large or sometimes even some small companies already implement. And so back to what I'm saying, this company Tableau decided to combine the two and created this new thing called self-service BI, and it took on really, amazingly. And Microsoft came with the Power BI to, they are very good at doing things in a very, very amazing way. So that's why they are now the dominant one, though they were not the first to be seen. And so that's more like the history. The idea behind Power BI is to allow people be able to do all the rich kind of analysis they want to do, that flexibility they get in using Excel or any other tool they already use, and still at the same time connect to the underlying data source, be able to automate reports, be able to say things should refresh by themselves. If something happens, you get an email that a project or an SLA or a figure has been breached. If I'm an inventory manager, I'll be notified that my stock is below a particular reorder level or threshold value without me having to open an Excel file or look at the report. I might be at my house and the email will come to me. So those are the things they make. Those are the kind of things that the IT people are the only people who can implement something like that. Okay. Right now, Power BI is giving that power to everybody. And so for our listeners, that's what is very, very important about it. The fact that you can turbocharge whatever analytics idea that is in your head, whatever little skills you already have, and it's very flexible and easy to use. So in summary, to again reiterate the answer to the question you've asked, what is Power BI? Power BI is a business intelligence tool that allows you to do your data analysis, but it's in a very rich way with all those advanced analytics and control. So those control are things like automatic refresh, connecting to data wherever they are, without you having to go and download and bring to Excel like most of us are used to. So, and also some things like setting triggers so that when something happens, you get notified. Even up until if you connect it with some other Power tools, so you've been doing a lot on the Power series, you can connect it with Power Automate. The Power Automate used to be Microsoft Flow. Right?
Yes, but yes.
It's so very amazing that with it you can do a lot more. You can say things should go out to your suppliers, or an activity should happen beyond what you have achieved ordinarily inside.
Okay, thank you very much, Michael. So I'm going to ask real quick, in between you've mentioned Excel, you've mentioned Tableau as well. So I'll come to Tableau in a little bit. So let's start with Excel. I know you're a master of Excel yourself. I mean, being the first Microsoft MVP, the entire African continent, to be an MVP on Excel. So what would you say is the connection between Microsoft Excel and Power BI? Because I know that, with Excel, you can get some of these visuals, this visualization also done. But so if I can do that in Excel already, and now we're having Power BI, so what's the link between Excel and Power BI, and what makes them different? Do you want to quickly walk us through that, Michael?
Yes, and I think I have just the perfect way to walk us through. So there is a large client we are working on, doing something for, and what's interesting is they already have what they want us to replicate in Power BI. They already have it in Excel. So it's not like there's a problem with the Excel one, or like maybe they're not happy with the report. So, and they're paying close to 2 million naira for us to just remake the report in Power BI. And why are they doing that? So it's not like it's a report that they don't have. They have it.
Okay.
They have people in-house, like they are people that's part of their job role to recreate the reports. But the reason why they are doing Power BI is this. The report they do in Excel, so they used to do it monthly because it relates to the entire financial report.
Yeah.
Now that monthly, at the end of the month, it takes the team who makes those reports some couple of days, if they are lucky, the first 7 days of the new month. But that time they are doing it, that's like what they are spending the bulk of their week working on. So that's one. Number two is that report is done in such a way that everything about the company's performance is in it. So they are very particular about who gets it.
Okay.
So the problem again that they want to solve with Power BI, one challenge that it was a game changer for them, is the fact that, okay, in Power BI we can control who have access to what. We can say, okay, maybe in that company, Kazim is head of supply chain, Michael is head of sales, and then that one report, when you are shared the report, you will see only what is yours. You only see supply chain related information. You will not see what's for another department, whereas we are not creating different reports. Or if it was Excel, we have to be creating, like, if you want to send one to one region, another to another region, you can't send those two people the same report. You'll have to do the one that will go to one person,
okay,
and the one that will go to the other person, you have to do them separately. Yeah. So that's number two. Then number three is the fact that in Power BI, it's a lot more intuitive. Excel has been around since 1983-85.
Yeah.
So the technology then is not as what it is now. So an Excel, they try to be backward compatible. So they can't just scrap everything and decide to do everything anew. But Power BI just came up, not up to 10 years right now.
Yeah.
And they had that advantage of starting from a newer technology base. So the experience is richer in terms of the analytics, visualizations themselves.
Okay,
they're able to incorporate a lot more things.
So you
incorporate other, like now it uses JavaScript for some of its chart rendering.
Okay.
Which, if you have seen any sites that have very nice interactive charts, it's usually JavaScript engines that power them.
Okay.
Whereas Excel used to use a different type. So right now they're trying to incorporate some of those things into the newer Excel. Okay. So in summary, why someone will want to do Power BI for what they could have done in Excel, it's number one, that first thing I mentioned, right now that report we are replicating for them, nobody is doing it anymore. Once in Power BI, once you do it, every day, they don't even need to wait to end of the month. Every day we set it to refresh in the morning and in the evening.
Yeah.
So every morning, all the managers that need to know what's happening, they just log into Power BI and they see the report. Nobody is having to be creating it every day. Nobody's doing daily report, weekly report, monthly report anymore. We set it automatically to redo itself. That's one thing that people really, really like.
Interesting.
This is where someone is on leave or another person, staff left, and they hire a new person, and the person doesn't know how to recreate everything.
Okay, so Michael, would you say then that Power BI has it builds on those capabilities of Microsoft Excel, so it's like building on Excel and making it way better and easier to use?
Correct. In fact, in the beginning, that's why I was being careful with saying when Power BI started. In the beginning, what they did was they started putting in Excel Power Query.
Okay.
Then they put something else called Power Pivot.
Okay.
Then they put Power View. Then they put Power Map. So people didn't really know the where Microsoft was going to, and then all of a sudden they combined everything and they created something called Power BI. And Power BI used to be in Excel.
Okay.
I had the first book on Power BI that it was Microsoft who published it.
Okay.
All of the practice, everything, the screenshot, the illustration, everything was in Excel. There was no separate Power BI software. So you just have to install those hardings, and then you will do your Power BI right inside Excel. Power BI used to be the thing that now mirror the kind of thing that you see when you install Power BI now.
Okay.
So yes, Power BI started from Excel, took a whole lot of things from Excel.
Okay.
If you know Excel, you are never going to start from ground zero in Power BI. You'll be almost like, depending on your knowledge of Excel, you'll be starting almost like above middle in competence, kind of.
Okay.
Because a lot of what you know in Excel is just direct replication in Power BI. There are just a few things that are completely new in terms of experience and how to use Power BI.
Very well, Michael. Thank you. We'll need to go on a break shortly. But before then, you mentioned Tableau as well. And yes, I know there are other data visualization tools, other BI tools that you can use with data. So what would you say, how would you say Excel, or how do you see, not Excel now, let's talk Power BI. How do you see Power BI in comparison to these other tools in the market? What makes Power BI stands out, and how would you rate it as well?
Okay, so there's an industry rating company, Gartner, and they do these Gartner quadrants, and they rate everything, and they've always been doing that since, I don't know, maybe 7 years now, all of them. So there's Tableau, there's Spotfire, there's Domo, there's Click, there's Power BI. There are about 20, but those are the bigger, and since those are like the biggest.
Okay.
And before, Tableau used to be like way ahead of everybody because, like I said, they actually brought this thing mainstream. So, Microsoft has like an army of engineers. Imagine when you have like hundreds of thousands of engineers, of staff, and maybe 100,000 plus engineers. That this is the code day and night. When they want to do something, they can do a lot more than a company that has like a lot fewer engineers.
Very true.
Software engineers. So when Microsoft committed to Power BI and dedicated resources to it, every month they keep adding new things. So like 2 years ago they had blown past Tableau. Right now, in terms of features and even their advanced analytics side, Microsoft Power BI is rated beyond all of the rest. But what has always been in Power BI's favor has been the affordability, the cost. So because Tableau had a single product, and some of the other companies, Spotfire, a lot of them, that was like their only major product. So they had to price it really high so that they can recoup costs, they can be profitable. But Microsoft has other products, so they could decide to not price it aggressively and not look for immediate profit. So that has always been what made people, say, okay, I'm new to this thing, let me even start with the one that I can afford, and they start with Microsoft Power BI. And now people go for it because they see it as the best in terms of features and ranking and all. So I've seen companies who can afford it, some bigger companies that I'm aware of, that they are switching from, I won't mention the company's name, but they switched from Spotfire to Power BI, and they did it across on like all the countries they are in currently, and it's a very large oil and gas company. So people are now looking beyond cost and even saying, in terms of features, they are feeling more comfortable with Power BI. But then again, that is my own opinion. All these things.
Thank you, Michael, for sharing your thoughts. So I think we need to go on a short break now. We'll be back shortly. All right, you're welcome back. It's the Tech Talk Show this afternoon, and we still have Michael Olafusi with us. So, Michael, you're welcome back. Quickly, Michael, let's digress a little bit now. The new buzzword, from people's lips nowadays seems to be, this popular phrase, this popular sentence that, data is now the new oil. Is this true? And, what's your take on this, Michael?
Yes. So the underlying thing is now that everything stores data. Like 15, 20 years ago, it used to be really expensive to store data. But right now, you don't even know you don't know it that you have data. So you go into your Facebook, you can download your posts. You go into Twitter, you can download all of your interactions. You log into your bank, you can download all your transactions. And these are things that you didn't. It's not like you deliberately made them like that. So right now we are washed with a lot of data. Whether you're even trying to or not, there's always a trail that you are always having data that your activities are generating. So companies are now beginning to see that we are not utilizing all the data we are generating. So you see some companies right now, they try to have fingerprints, biometrics in their offices. You would think it's so that people who are not employees will not come in. They use that for analysis. There's a company we do stuff for in Port Harcourt. They use that to analyze, employees' behavior, and a whole lot of things. They don't just use it because they feel the security. Security might be one of the things they thought of, but now companies are beginning, and even individuals too, they are beginning to say, I want to do more with my data. And what's also very interesting is the fact that the world is so very competitive now.
Okay.
That if you work if you're a business in an industry where competition is stiff, you will find out that the only place you can be able to squeeze out more performance and productivity is resource utilization and optimal use of your resources. And the way you can optimally use your resources if you are analyzing, so companies now and individuals now, they see that the next frontier of competitive advantage is them being able to make better use of their data. Able to not let departments work in silos. Have like a dashboard that is now this buzzword where you can see all about your company from one view, and you can drill down. So you can be MD of ExxonMobil worldwide, and you can from that report see everything happening, and you can say Nigeria looks interesting. You pick it and you see down to even what is happening in a particular oil well. So that's the kind of thing that people want to do with their data, and that's why they say, okay, it looks like people can do this thing. They are now in hot demand, and then it's now like that's the new oil industry where people are getting paid very well.
Very well, Michael. So, if we have people listening right now that want to, pick up this, as a career, so where would you advise them to start from?
Okay. So, three things. It's just where to start from is where I don't know, but I will say all the three things. Then I think you can start from whichever you can do right now. So there is always the structured training. Why a structured training helps is it helps you to be immersive. So you're like maybe 2 days, 3 days, whatever the number of days, you are immersed in it. You are doing it like the whole day. It helps you to gain when you are doing better than when you are doing things in batches. I mean in sprints, and you do 1 hour and you go back. So that's one, structured training. Then number two is practice on your own. So you have to also take that extra push to go out of your way to look for data and analyze, maybe volunteer your skills to relatives, to friends, to people who you feel have data that you can, perhaps a family member who runs a small store. I will walk up to the person and say, let me help you analyze the performance of your business. If I'm an accountant, I have some small accounting knowledge, I will say, let me help you even do your financials. So that's one other thing. Then the third part is you can never take out the place of reading books too, because you don't want to practice and not understand the logic behind what you are doing. There are so many things that you will not get if you will not understand properly if you don't also read books. So now, as for where to start, I don't know. If I have a lot of money, then starting from a structured class can be very good, so that way we are starting with your strongest, like one of the most effective way. But if I'm a student and I don't have that much money, obviously starting from reading books, some free online courses, then volunteering. That, since I have a lot of time as a student, then volunteer is one of the most powerful things,
Good.
Look for where to help people and gain knowledge and experience. And then as you have more money, you can do a class. But if you are very good at self-study, you might not even need to do a proper class. You can just do an online class, or even the free classes you do might be enough. But
Okay,
then ultimately, a combination of those three is what I feel is the most effective way to be skilled in this.
Thank you for the response to that questions, Michael. I have Chocolate here and Timitope here, so I don't know if they have questions for you before I ask you my own last question.
All right. Hello, Michael.
Hi.
Yeah, I could really tell. I mean, you're a very conversational person. You've been giving us a very detailed analysis of the topic. But my question is, with the effectiveness of Power BI, where does that leave the Excel?
The sad truth, because my career is built on top of Excel, but then I cannot stick my head in the sand and try to close my eyes to the future. The sad truth is there is no product that can forever dominate, kind of. Yes, nobody can predict when, even in the world, one world power will come out after another. So obviously, Excel cannot be forever, but then I don't think Power BI as it is right now is the thing that will make. So what everybody is saying is that things will start cropping here and there that will be stripping off the power of Excel gradually. So you now have this self-service BI that are pushing some people away from Excel. Then you also have like Google Sheets, where some people who don't even need all those analytics, they just want to store their data and shifting. So you start seeing like dozens of different apps that are beginning to take a chunk of what Excel people traditionally use only Excel for. So I don't see just Power BI as the only thread. So it's more like a consortium of, like some people are banded together, like, countries fighting, and then like 20 countries came together and come against one. So that's the kind of scenario I see for Excel, where a lot of new things are cropping up that now when you join them together, you see that there is only one common enemy they are taking things from, which is now Excel. And that's where I see a risk for Excel.
Thank you very much, Michael. I think our time now is fast spent, but quickly before I let you go, Michael, there's this part of the show that I'll need to ask you something, and you cannot say no, Michael. So can I shoot, Michael?
Yes.
Okay. All of those things you've been telling us, some technical words, some technical, terms in between it. It would be nice, if we can see you demo some of those things, so we could see. And, at the LASU CBT, we have this last Friday of the month webinar that we cook up. So how about, if I ask that you come on, the webinar on one of these Fridays to show us something on Power BI?
I'm up for it.
Yeah.
I'm just about to organize my calendar and know which of the sessions I can free up time for.
Okay,
but
so
yes,
yeah, thank you so much, Michael. So the conversation can continue now on social media. Thank you for listening, and thank you, Michael, again for joining us today on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes,
thank you all for listening.
Yeah,
nice rest of the afternoon.
Thank you. So I'll leave it now to Chocolate to wrap up for us.
All right, there you have it. That was a Tech Talk Wednesday show with Kazima. We did have Michael as our guest today talking about Power BI. I hope you enjoyed it. Do tune in again next week Wednesday from 1:30 for another exciting topic. It is still 95.7.